these problems are really hard. And the reason that we're not spending a ton of time on it is because it's not heavily tested on the star, and like it's very rare that you will have to solve like this, like just solve for a variable. Okay, so that's kind of like why it's important. We need to learn how to do it, but it's not. You're maybe going to get like one test question on it. So, okay, the first one that we're going to do, it says the formula for the perimeter of a rectangle is P equals 2 times length plus solve for W. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is we want to get rid of these parentheses. So we can't obviously add length and width because they're two different things, but we want to distribute this 2. So that means multiplication. So now I'm going to have P equals 2 times L. I'm going to do it like a cursive L so we don't get confused. It's 1 plus 2 times W. So now that we've got it multiplied out, this is just the same steps to solving equations. So we want to basically undo any addition or subtraction. So we know that we have our W. I'm going to highlight it right here. So what's happening to W? Well, it's being multiplied by 2, and it is getting 2L added to it. So we're going to go ahead and subtract 2L from both sides. I'm going to draw a little line here. All right. So then over here, we're going to have P minus 2 times L, and that's going to equal 2W. So this is kind of the part where it gets a little bit tricky. You know what to do. It's just they do it a little bit different. Sometimes your answers are written differently. So we know that we have to divide by 2. And you knew that you had to divide by 2 because you chose that answer. So we're going to divide everything by 2. So we get P minus 2L divided by 2 equals W. So the thing that makes this problem difficult is that this answer that we get is not listed over here. So the answers over here are simplified even further. So they took this whole equation on the left, and they made it into 2 separate. So it's P divided by 2 minus 2L divided by 2. Okay, this equation on the left here is the same thing as this. It's just split up into 2 different fractions. So when you take, I'm going to highlight it again, 2 divided by 2, you're going to get 1. So that's how this then becomes right here. We still have P divided by 2. That can't simplify. And that's going to equal W. So that's how they get this bottom one. Is they went ahead and simplified the 2 divided by 2.
What doesn't make sense to me is that originally L is getting divided to, and then in the answer, L is not being divided, it's just getting subtracted.
Yeah, so it was divided, but it was 2 divided by 2, which then became 1. So I understand what you're saying totally. And you were on the right track when you chose this. Wow, that's like erasing the whole picture. Chose this top one up here because you knew that it had to be divided by 2. But it was P minus L instead of 2L. So that's where it got a little bit thrown off. But you were on the right track.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Okay, let's see what I mean? So you were close. You were super close. Okay, let's look at this one. So this says the formula for a trapezoid relates the area A, the 2 bases A and B, and the height H. So this is just telling you what all those letters mean. Solve for B. Okay, so this one, what we're going to do, I'm going to rewrite it over here. A equals H times A plus B divided by 2. track almost. Yeah, you almost got it. All right, so what we're going to do first is come over to our we want to solve for B. And there's a couple ways you could do this. Probably what I would recommend doing first is taking and we're actually going to divide by that h. So this is h times all of this. So to undo the multiplication, we're going to divide by h on both sides, which is going to look a little funny because we have so much going on. So divide by h. So now we have a divided by h equals a plus b divided by 2. All right, so now again, we're still solving for b. So we want to get rid of this dividing by 2. So to undo the division, we're going to multiply. So I'm going to multiply by 2 on both sides. So now I multiply straight across. So this is 2a divided by h equals a plus b. And then, so again, I'm solving for b. So I want to get rid of this positive a. So this is a plus b. So to get rid of positive a, I'm going to subtract a from both sides. So I get 2 times a divided by h minus a equals b. So you were super close again. You just kept your little a on top of your fraction. But since this does not have an h on the bottom, it doesn't have the distinct denominator, we can't include it in that one.
Okay.
But you were like right on the right track. All right. And then the last one, kind of the same thing. There we go. All right. So it looks like we're solving for Q. So 4P plus 4Q. All right. So we're solving for Q. I want to go ahead and get rid of any addition or subtraction that's happening. So I'm going to subtract 4P from both sides. So I get S minus 4P equals 4Q. And I think what maybe got you, it's like you solved it right. You just had your 4P minus S instead of S minus 4P. So then we have 4 times Q. So I'm just going to divide by 4 on both sides. And you're going to get S minus 4P divided by 4 Q. So that's how you get this one. And it's kind of funny because this one, they didn't end up simplifying those fractions like they did in the first one that we did. So the first one we did, they had S minus 4, and then this would have been just minus P because 4 divided by 4 would be 1. So it's funny. This one they did not simplify. But that is how you solve those.